Hi there, Sue here from Maze again, with a little update on the autumn terms developments in schools. So during the COVID period, the government introduced the Coronavirus Act. And this meant that instead of having to provide for children's special educational needs and that being an absolute duty on the local authority was just required to make reasonable endeavours to meet the needs of children with education, health and care plans. You may have seen that I did a video with Helen Wall and Ross Somerville from Essex County Council where they explained what reasonable endeavours looks like. Now, the Coronavirus Act was due to run out on the 31st of July and it has not been renewed. So this means that we have now reverted back to the previous state within the law as stated in the Children and Families Act 2014 that I've got here, that now says the local authority have an absolute duty to provide the needs of the child as specified in the Education, Health and Care Plan. Now, since the schools have reopened, I've been supporting a number of families and having conversations with people. And what I'm hearing is that there are lots of families who are being asked to keep their children at home, only send them in part-time. Parents are being told that their child can only come in if they're able to stay in this particular room all day long. I've heard of schools telling parents that they are not going to be having a one plan for their child anymore, and schools also saying they cannot meet the needs that are specified within an education, health and care plan. So this is obviously not what the law says, and this is what I just wanted to talk about today. Now, I can completely understand the situation that schools are in. I totally sympathise. I think schools have been given an almost impossible undertaking with insufficient information, resources, help or support from the government. So I totally sympathise and I in no way blame any of the staff working in schools. But my interest is in individual children, and I think it cannot be right that our most vulnerable children are the first ones to suffer when resources are scarce and we're in a time of difficulty. I think that our vulnerable children should be a priority for learning and for support. And so this is what I want to talk to you about if this is you and you're struggling with getting the right support for your child in school. So firstly, if your child is receiving what is called SEND support in a mainstream school, so either your child will have a one-page profile or a one plan, then this should be specifying the needs of your child and what support is going to be put in place to help to meet their needs so that they can learn and access the curriculum the same way as their peers do. This is all regulated by the SEND Code of Practice here, that spells out exactly how SEND support should be offered. It identifies that a one plan should have termly targets that are reviewed each term in conjunction with you, the family, so that the targets can be reset and the child can make progress. Those targets should be identifying specific supports that's being put in place to meet the needs of your child so they can learn and make progress. It's not okay for schools to be saying that they are ditching one plans, because it's specified in the Code of Practice here how that support should be offered. If your child has an education, health and care plan, the Children and Families Act is now fully back in force again, and the local authority have an absolute duty to provide the special education provision that is set out in your child's education, health and care plan. But obviously what I'm hearing is that there are schools that are saying they are unable to provide the support identified within the Education, Health and Care Plan. And again, this is not lawful. So it is not okay for schools to be asking children to stay home. It's not okay for schools to only be offering part-time education. And it's not okay for schools to be withdrawing the support that's been put in place for children. So if this resonates with you, if you've had any of these experiences as your child has returned to school, then I recommend, first of all, obviously a conversation with the school is the starting point. If you don't feel that you're making progress there, then there are 2 points of contact that I would recommend. The first one is the SEND navigators at Essex County Council. I'll put the contact details below this video. And the other source of support is Families in Focus in Essex, who are an independent charity. Families in Focus have specially qualified people who understand the law that can help you to have these conversations with your school so that you can get an outcome that you can all be happy with. After all, our most vulnerable children are the ones who we should be prioritising right now at a time of crisis. They should not be the ones who are the least likely to get the support that they need. So don't take no for an answer, keep persevering, And if you need any more information or help or support, then do get in touch with me and I'll do what I can to help. Hope this helps.